Welcome to another engaging episode on Explorers. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a topic that's not only relevant, but also a matter of pressing concern: economic inequality. Now you might wonder, what's the big deal about economic inequality? Well, it's more than just the difference in the size of bank accounts. It's about the growing chasm between the haves and the have-nots. A chasm that's reshaping our societies and the world at large. This isn't a simple issue, but a complex interplay of policies, market forces, and historical factors, and it impacts every single one of us, directly or indirectly. In the upcoming segments, we'll explore its roots, its personal impact, the efforts being made to bridge this gap, and what the future holds. So, stay tuned. Join us as we delve into the roots of this global phenomenon. Economic inequality does not happen in a vacuum. It's the result of a complex interplay of factors. Let's delve into these roots of inequality. At the core, inequality often stems from policies. These could range from tax laws that favor the rich to labor laws that inadequately protect workers. Economists often point out how regressive tax systems, where the wealthy pay a smaller proportion of their income in taxes than the poor, can exacerbate wealth disparities. Then there are market forces. The global economy isn't a level playing field. Some industries and regions enjoy more opportunities and resources than others. In the tech industry, for example, rapid innovation and high profit margins have led to a concentration of wealth among a small group of entrepreneurs and investors. Complementing these are historical factors. Discrimination and social exclusion, often based on race, gender, or class, have left certain groups economically disadvantaged. For instance, the legacy of racial segregation in many parts of the world has perpetuated wealth disparities between racial groups. Insights from social scientists further illuminate this picture. They highlight how social norms and beliefs can also reinforce economic inequality. For instance, the belief that poverty is a result of individual failure rather than systemic issues can hinder efforts to address inequality. The interplay of these factors is complex. Policies shape market forces, which in turn are influenced by historical factors and societal norms. It's like a domino effect, where one element impacts the next, creating a cycle that perpetuates inequality. To complicate matters further, inequality can also fuel itself. Wealth often translates into power, which can be used to influence policies and social norms in ways that further entrench inequality. Untangling this web of factors is no small task. It requires a deep understanding of the economic, historical, and social dynamics at play. And it requires the will to challenge the status quo and disrupt entrenched power structures. These root causes have real-life implications, affecting individuals and communities worldwide. The struggle against economic inequality is not just about rebalancing wealth. It's about addressing the deep-seated factors that produce and perpetuate this disparity. The numbers and statistics only tell part of the story. Let's hear from those living the reality of economic inequality. Imagine a day in the life of Sarah, a single mother of two, working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Every day is a struggle as Sarah juggles between her responsibilities, constantly worrying about providing for her children's needs. This is the face of economic inequality, a relentless cycle of hard work, yet barely scraping by. On the other side of the city, we find James, a recent college graduate, burdened by student loans. Despite his degree, the lack of well-paying jobs leaves him working in a position far removed from his field of study. His dreams of a comfortable life seem increasingly distant as he grapples with his financial reality. Then there's Robert, a retired veteran who served his country with pride. Today, he lives on a meager pension, struggling to afford basic healthcare. His golden years are tarnished by economic hardship, a stark contrast to the service he rendered for his nation. These are but 3 stories among millions. Economic inequality isn't a faceless issue. It's a lived reality for countless individuals, a grim shadow that looms over their lives. It's not about abstract numbers or distant statistics, but about dreams deferred, opportunities lost, and lives lived in perpetual uncertainty. Economic inequality manifests itself in various forms, from the single parent working multiple jobs, to the recent graduate shouldered with debt, to the retired veteran struggling to afford healthcare. It's a complex, multifaceted issue that affects individuals across all walks of life, curtailing their potential and stifling their dreams. Economic inequality doesn't just affect individuals. It impacts families, communities, and entire societies. It hampers social mobility, exacerbates social tensions, and impedes economic growth. These personal stories highlight the urgent need for solutions to bridge the wealth gap. Economic inequality isn't just a problem for those living it, it's a challenge for us all. A challenge that, if left unaddressed, threatens to undermine the very fabric of our society. While the challenge is significant, there are numerous initiatives and policies aimed at reducing inequality. Across the globe, many straws are being grasped to bridge the wealth gap. One such straw is progressive taxation. It's a system where the tax rate increases as the taxable amount increases. The more you earn, the more you pay. This method has been adopted by numerous countries as a means to redistribute wealth and mitigate economic disparities. Then, there are empowerment programs. These initiatives aim to uplift those mired in poverty by providing them with the tools to improve their economic status. For instance, microfinance initiatives in developing countries give small loans to individuals who traditionally lack access to banking services. Such programs have enabled many to start their own businesses, turning them from job seekers into job creators. In the realm of education, efforts are being made to break down the barriers of access. Scholarships, grants, and affordable student loans are being offered to ensure that quality education is not exclusive to the affluent. After all, education is a powerful equalizer that can open doors to opportunities and pave the path to upward mobility. There's also a growing recognition of the need for fair wages and decent working conditions. Many organizations and governments are pushing for minimum wage laws and advocating for workers' rights. This is crucial because ensuring that workers are paid fairly for their labor is a significant step towards reducing income inequality. Last but not least, there's the drive to close the gender pay gap. Men and women should be paid equally for doing the same work. This is not just about fairness, it's about boosting economic growth as well. When women earn the same as men, they have more money to spend, which can stimulate the economy. These examples illustrate the myriad of ways we are striving to narrow the wealth gap. From progressive taxation to empowerment programs, from educational initiatives to labor rights, and from gender equality to fair wages, we are fighting on multiple fronts. These efforts give us hope, but there's more work to be done. Let's continue to push for economic equality, because when we reduce inequality, we are not just making the world fairer, we are making it better. The fight against economic inequality is ongoing. It requires vision, action, and a commitment to change. As we navigate the labyrinth of economic disparities, it is essential to keep our eyes on the future, to anticipate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The landscape of the future is not a fixed panorama, but a dynamic tapestry woven by the threads of policy, activism, and individual choices. What could this future look like? Well, it's a world where economic justice is not just a lofty ideal, but a lived reality. A world where the wealth gap is narrowed, not widened. A world where the fruits of progress are shared, not hoarded. Policy plays a crucial role in shaping this future. Progressive taxation, universal basic income, access to quality education and healthcare. These are not mere buzzwords, but building blocks of a more equitable society. These policy measures have the potential to redistribute wealth and opportunities, making economies more inclusive and resilient. But policy alone is not enough. Activism too has a significant role to play. Activists are the catalysts who galvanize public opinion, who challenge the status quo, who demand change. They are the ones who keep the torch of social justice burning bright, illuminating the path towards economic equality. And finally, there's the role of individual actions. Every decision we make, every dollar we spend, has an impact. By choosing to support businesses that value fair pay and equal opportunity, by advocating for policies that promote economic justice, we can each contribute to the fight against inequality. The future of economic inequality is not set in stone. It's a narrative that we are all writing, a story that we can shape with our actions and choices. It's a journey, not a destination. And on this journey, every step, every stride towards equality matters. As we look ahead, remember, we all have a role to play in creating a more equitable world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of economic inequality. We've journeyed through the roots of this global issue, seen the personal impact it has on individuals, and peeked into the efforts and solutions aimed at bridging this gap. It's clear to us that economic inequality is more than just numbers on a page. It's a reality that affects the lives and dreams of millions. Understanding this issue is the first step towards addressing it. As we look ahead, we see a future where policy and activism play a crucial role in creating a more equitable world, a world where wealth is not a determinant of one's worth or potential. This change requires vision, action, and commitment from all of us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together we can explore, learn, and make a difference. See you in the next episode.